Okay, here we go. And I lost my effect already. Okay, there it is. We are live simulcasting for our 86th edition of Englishing with Jings. And we are discussing the greatest of all time, the GOAT, 23, Michael Jordan, my hero, the legend. Okay, enough about how great he was. We all know that. First, we have to get on to our reports, and then we talk about my hero. King Chung Sek, welcome to the show. Celia, welcome to the show. I'm really disappointed in Instagram. I can't wave to some people. I can't put the vocabulary. I don't understand what's going on. It's ridiculous. Okay, but we're here. That's all that matters. First, the vaccine report, people. All right. Let's get right to it. All right. So we have 49.3% of the world population has received at least one dose of the COVID vaccine. 7 billion doses have been administered globally, and 24.08 are administered daily. 3.5% of people in low-income countries have received at least one dose. All right. And of course, it's not ready for me, is it? No, nothing's ready. Oops. Okay. Have to add Hong Kong in there. All right. Total vaccination today, people. Nancy, welcome to the show. Everybody. Okay. The world has had 7 billion doses. China, 2.25 billion. India, 1.5 billion. That's a lot of doses. Nancy, I'm great today. Why, you ask? We're talking about my favorite athlete of all time and the best basketball player of all time and a mighty fine businessman as well. Okay, US 419 million doses, Brazil 272, Indonesia 189, Japan 187, Mexico 118, Turkey 116, Germany 111, Pakistan 103. This is millions, by the way. Happy Halloween. You know, how did I forget this? Okay, I can tell you why I forgot this. Where I live now, Halloween's not really celebrated so much. Sure, people have Halloween parties, but not like back home. Oh, do I miss Halloween. It's my favorite holiday. It's boring. Russia, 103. United Kingdom, 102. France, 98. Italy, 89. Iran, 85. Vietnam, 78. South Korea, 77. Thailand, 72.
Recording in progress.
No more reports today. We're going straight to the source. King Chung Sek, Michael Jordan, is my favorite athlete of all time. Let me tell you something about Michael Jordan. I'm from Chicago, brother. I had the opportunity to watch his entire career from the time he was a rookie in 1984 until he retired from the Bulls, or we'll just say he retired from really truly playing basketball in 1999. I watched my team go from nothing to maybe the best team of all time. Before we had Michael Jordan on the Bulls, we were terrible. We were the laughing stock of the league. We were in last place every single season. And then something special happened. We took Michael Jordan, first round, third pick. And you know what? Everybody in Chicago knew that something special was going to happen in Chicago. We went from not selling every ticket for every game to selling every ticket for 10 years in advance. If you wanted a ticket to watch the Chicago Bulls, you had to wait on the list. That's how much Michael Jordan changed Chicago. Yes, I love to play basketball, King Chung Sek. Actually, I played for 3 years in high school. I'm 1.9 meters tall. But okay, basketball was not my best sport. Baseball was my sport. And that's something that Michael Jordan made a big mistake doing. Okay. In 1994, he decided to retire from basketball and he played baseball for 2 years for the Chicago White Sox. If he would not have left, we would have won the championship in 94 and 95, and we would have won 8 years in a row. Do you like to play basketball, King Chung Sek? I think everybody should play basketball. I'm just saying. Yeah, I mean, how could you not like Michael Jordan? He's the greatest of all time. I don't care what anybody says about LeBron James or any of these other players, Kobe Bryant. Nobody could take Michael Jordan. The man was amazing. If there's one player that you wanted to have the ball in his hands at the end of the day, Michael Jordan. The man always came through. He was clutch. Okay, before we get to Mike, we have to do some vocabulary. And every one of these vocabulary are perfect for this man. He was amazing. I can't say it any differently, guys. All right, let's do some vocabulary. We are really slow on the show here, I see. Okay. Bear with me. All right, we're going to do some vocab, guys. Here we go. Our first vocabulary for show number 86, endurance. King Chung Sek says, Michael Jordan wears so many styles of Nike basketball shoes. Will you buy them all? Nah. Okay, one thing that I can tell you is in my lifetime, I've only owned one pair of Air Jordans. That was back in 1996. And they're so expensive, man. I mean, they were over $100. So if I was rich, sure, I would own, these aren't even really all of the Air Jordans right here. These are most of the classic Air Jordans that we're seeing. There's so many, man. Okay, endurance. Yeah, I'm so excited about talking about Michael Jordan. I can't focus, guys. Okay, endurance. Say it with me, everybody. Endurance. All right. Endurance is a noun. It's the ability to withstand hardship or adversity. The ability to sustain a prolonged, stressful effort or activity. Endurance. And Michael Jordan had more endurance than any other basketball player of all time. Okay. Second vocabulary, grace. Grace. Say it with me, everybody. Grace. Very good. Very good. Okay. Grace. I want to find the best one. Hold on. Okay. Grace is a charming or attractive trait or characteristic, a pleasing appearance or effect, or ease and suppleness of movement or bearing. That's what Michael was, graceful. All right. I can't believe I skipped everything. I'm crazy today, guys. We're talking about the man, the myth, the legend. Number 3, ingenuity. Ingenuity. Say it with me, everybody. Ingenuity. And I have to apologize for everybody that listens to the horoscope. I'm sorry. You know, there's plenty of online sources for that. I'm talking about MJ today. Okay, ingenuity. Skill or cleverness that allows someone to solve problems, invent things, etc. A clever device or method. Skill or cleverness in devising or combining. MJ. All right. On to the next. Number 4, stamina. Stamina. Say it with me, everybody. Stamina. Okay, very good. Stamina is a noun. It is the bodily or mental capacity to sustain a prolonged stressful effort or activity. The moral or emotional strength to continue with a difficult process, effort, etc. This is what he did every time he put on those shoes that you see on Instagram. All right. On to number 5, athletic. Athletic. Say it with me, everybody. Athletic. Okay. Vigorous, active, or gifted in sports, games, or exercises. MJ might be the best athlete of all times. Not just in basketball, in general. Yeah, I'll bet he could probably go out there and still play today and average 15 points a game in modern NBA. No problem. That's how much I believe in him. On to number 6, competitive. Competitive. Say it with me, everybody. Competitive. Very good. Okay, competitive. This is an adjective. Relating to, characterized by, or based on competition. Inclined, desiring, or suited to compete. Who was better suited to compete than Michael Jordan? Nobody. No Kobe, no LeBron, no Magic Johnson, no Wilt Chamberlain. No. Nope. They're all great. Don't get me wrong. But they're not Mike. All right. On to number 7, promoter. 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 All right, we're stuck on competitive. There it is. Say it with me, everybody. Promoter. I think I said it 7 times. It's okay. All right, promoter. This is a noun, one that promotes, one who assumes the financial responsibilities of a sporting event, including contracting with principals, renting the site, and collecting gate receipts. Promoter. That's a noun, by the way. I didn't say it. All right. On to the next. Number 8, superior. 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 I can't make the change. Okay, we're stuck on promoter on the screen, but this is superior, guys. Say it with me. Superior. Very good. Okay. Superior, of high quality, great or greater in amount, number, or degree, better than other people. This is the best word to describe Michael Jordan, just so you guys know. Okay, on to the next. Number 9, illustrious. I'm taking time out. 20-second timeout. One moment, people. All right. Oof. Not enough coffee in the world to help me out this morning, guys. Okay. Illustrious. Illustrious. Say it with me, everybody. Illustrious. All right. We have another adjective. Okay. Notably or brilliantly outstanding because of dignity or achievements or actions. Illustrious. Or you can also say shining brightly. Mike definitely shined. No doubt about that. All right. On to number 10, distinguished. Distinguished. Say it with me, everybody. Not an easy one. Distinguished. Perfect. Okay. Distinguished is another adjective marked by eminence, distinction, or excellence, befitting an eminent person. Distinguished. All right. On to number 11, invaluable. Invaluable. Say it with me, everybody. Invaluable. I know this one sounds like it's not good, like not valuable. Quite the opposite. Okay, this is an adjective, extremely valuable or useful. Valuable beyond estimation, priceless. That's Mike. Priceless. All right. On to number 12, incomparable. Incomparable. Say it with me, everybody. incomparable. All right, very good. Okay, incomparable means eminent, beyond comparison, matchless, not suitable for comparison. A few of these are relatively similar in definition, but I can describe Michael Jordan with 100 different excellent words, outstanding words, marvelous words. We'll use those in another day. Okay, and last but not least, vigorous. Vigorous. Say it with me, everybody. Vigorous. All right. Good enough. Vigorous, another adjective. Done with vigor, carried out forcefully and energetically. Full of physical or mental strength or active force. Why did IG just end? What a weird day so far. Okay, that's going to do it for the 86th edition of vocabulary. Really don't know why IG ended. Let's try that again. Okay, we're back on IG. Somehow, for some reason, got the boot. All right. We finally get to talk about His-Airiness. MJ, number 23, the very best basketball player of all time. Michael Jordan. Whew, I don't even know where to start. I mean, the man's career is ridiculous. I mean, really ridiculous, guys. And he's known all around the world as the greatest of all time. You know, I'm just going to read about his accomplishments. Let's do that. I mean, I think that'd probably be the best. First off, we'll introduce him a little bit. Michael Jeffrey Jordan. He was born on February 17th, 1963. That should be a national holiday in the United States, February 17th. Should be. Maybe it will be one day. He's also known by his initials, MJ, a former professional basketball player and businessman. His biography on the official NBA website states, by acclamation, Michael Jordan is the greatest basketball player of all time. Even the NBA website says Michael Jordan is the best of all time. He was integral in helping to popularize the NBA around the world in the 1980s and 1990s, becoming a global cultural icon in the process. He played 15 seasons in the NBA, winning 6 championships with the Chicago Bulls, my favorite team. He is the principal owner and chairman of the Charlotte Hornets of the NBA, and the 2311 racing in the NASCAR Cup Series. So he owns his own NASCAR. I forgot about that. Why not? He's worth billions. All right. Michael Jordan played college basketball for 3 seasons under Coach Dean Smith with the North Carolina Tar Heels. As a freshman, he was a member of the Tar Heels national championship team in 1982. So he also won a championship in college, by the way. Michael Jordan joined the Bulls in 1984, as I said, in the 3rd overall draft pick, as I said, and quickly emerged as a league star, entertaining crowds with his prolific scoring while gaining a reputation of one of the game's best defensive players. His leaping ability, demonstrated by performing slam dunks in the free throw line slam dunk contest, which is what my picture was in the promo, earned him the nickname Air Jordan and His-Airiness. Jordan won his first NBA championship with the Bulls in 1991 And I have so much nostalgia from that, guys. I'm getting goosebumps just reading this stuff. And followed that achievement with titles in 92 and 93, securing a three-peat. Jordan abruptly retired from basketball before the 1993-94 NBA season to play baseball, but returned to the Bulls in March 95 and led the team to 3 more championships in 96, 97, and 98, as well as a then record 72 regular season wins in the 95-96 season. He retired for a second time in January of 99, but returned for 2 more seasons, which I wish he would not have, from 2001 to 2003 as a member of the Washington Wizards. I don't recognize that. He was still good, but oh man, he should have just retired as a Bull. That's all we'll ever know him as, and the world knows him as. All right, here we go. This list is so impressive, guys. Jordan's individual accolades and accomplishments include 6 NBA Finals MVP awards, 10 scoring titles. Those are both all-time records, by the way. 5 MVP awards, 10 All-NBA First Team designations, 9 All-Defensive First Team honors. That's another record. 14 NBA All-Star Game selections, 3 scoring average titles, 30.12 points per game, and a career playoff scoring average of 33.45 points per game. In 1999, he was named the 20th century's greatest North American athlete by ESPN and was second to Babe Ruth on the Associated Press's list of athletes of the century. Babe Ruth was not a very good athlete. He was very chubby. Okay, he was good at baseball, but come on. Michael Jordan's that's a joke. There's no way Babe Ruth should be over Michael Jordan in any athletic, competition or thought, for crying out loud. But okay, Jordan was twice inducted into the Naismith Basketball Hall of Fame, once in 2009 for his individual career, and then again in 2010 as part of the 1992 U.S. Men's Olympic basketball team, the Dream Team. He became a member of the FIBA Hall of Fame in 2015. All right. One of the most effectively marketed athletes of his generation, Jordan is also known for his product endorsements. He fueled the success of Nike's Air Jordan sneakers, which were introduced in 1984 and remain very popular today. As you see on Instagram, they're flying all around the room. He also starred as himself in the 1996 live-action animated film Space Jam. And by the way, there's only one Space Jam. That other Space Jam was LeBron. Who cares? And is the central focus of the Emmy Award-winning documented series, The Last Dance. And if you have Netflix, you should watch. I can tell you, I had tears of joy watching that TV show. He became part owner and head of basketball operations for the Charlotte Bobcats, now named the Hornets, in 2006, and bought a controlling interest in 2010. In 2014, Jordan became the first billionaire player in NBA history with a net worth of $1.6 billion. He is the 5th richest African American behind Robert Smith, David Stewart, Oprah Winfrey, and Kanye West. It's not fair that Kanye West has more money than Michael Jordan. I don't believe that. This can't be right. That's old news. All right, let's talk about Michael Jordan's early life. Michael Jeffrey Jordan was born at Cumberland Hospital in the Fort Greene neighborhood of New York City's Brooklyn on February 17th, 1963. A lot of people don't realize he was born in New York. He was the son of a bank employee, Dolores, and equipment supervisor, James R. Jordan Sr. In 1968, James Jordan Sr. moved his family to Wilmington, North Carolina. That's when it all started, by the way. Hi, Nancy. Welcome back. What are your thoughts on Michael Jordan, Nancy? I'm curious. I'm talking about his whole life right now, and I'm so happy. Jordan attended Emsley A. Laney High School in Wilmington, where he highlighted his athletic career by playing basketball, baseball, and American football. He tried out for the varsity basketball team during his sophomore year. At 5'11", 1.8 meters, he was deemed too short to play at that level. His taller friend, Harvest Leroy Smith, was the only sophomore to make the team. Now, sophomore is your second year in high school, and he was trying to make the senior team, the varsity team. He didn't make it. Michael Jordan did not make the varsity team in high school when he was a sophomore. That's amazing. Motivated to prove his worth, Jordan became the star of Laney's junior varsity team and tallied several 40-point games. The following summer, he grew 4 inches, 10 centimeters, and trained rigorously. This man's athletic training was intense. Upon earning a spot on the varsity roster, Jordan averaged more than 25 points per game over his final 2 seasons of high school play. As a senior, he was selected to play in the 1981 McDonald's All-American game and scored 30 points. By the way, the McDonald's All-American game is all of the very best high school basketball players playing in one game against each other. Okay, after averaging 27 points, 12 rebounds, and 6 assists per game for the season, Jordan was recruited by numerous college basketball programs, including Duke, North Carolina, South Carolina, Syracuse, and Virginia. In 1981, he accepted a basketball scholarship to the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill, where he majored in cultural geography. Very good. All right, college career. As a freshman in Coach Dean Smith's team-oriented system, Jordan was named ACC Freshman of the Year, and he averaged 13.4 points a game on 53.4% shooting. He made the game-winning jump shot in the 1982 NCAA championship game against Georgetown. So clutch. You always wanted to have the ball in his hands at the end of the game. He was led by future NBA rival Patrick Ewing. Later, he was described his shot as the major turning point in his basketball career. During his 3 seasons with the Tar Heels, he averaged 17.7 points a game on 54% shooting and added 5 rebounds per game. Jordan was selected by consensus to the NCAA All-American First Team in both his sophomore and junior seasons. After winning the Naismith and the Wooden College Player of the Year awards in 1984, Jordan left North Carolina 1 year before his scheduled graduation to enter the 1984 NBA draft. Jordan returned to North Carolina to complete his degree in 1986, when he graduated with a Bachelor of Arts degree in geography. In 2002, Jordan was named the ACC 50th Anniversary Men's Basketball Team, honoring the 50 greatest players in ACC history. ACC is the Atlantic Coast Conference in NCAA basketball. A very prolific conference. They usually have some of the best teams in college basketball, although I'm not a fan. I'm a big fan of the University of Illinois Fighting Illini, and they are in the Big Ten Conference. I have to say that. Okay, professional career, guys. Okay, the early NBA years. The Chicago Bulls selected Michael Jordan with the 3rd overall pick of the 1984 draft after Hakeem Olajuwon, another great player, and Sam Bowie of the Portland Trail Blazers. Portland picked Sam Bowie before they picked Michael Jordan. Oops, big mistake. One of the primary reasons why Jordan was not drafted sooner was because the first 2 teams were in need of a center, a tall man. Trailblazers general Stu Inman contended that it was not a matter of drafting a center, but more a matter of taking Sam Bowie over Jordan, in part because Portland already had Clyde Drexler, who's also Hall of Fame, who was a guard with similar skills to Jordan, not quite. Citing Bowie's injury-laden college career ESPN named the Blazers' choice of Bowie as the worst pick in North American professional sports history. Oh, yeah, that's so true. During his rookie season with the Bulls, Jordan averaged 28.2 points on 51.5% shooting percentage. He helped to make a team that had won 35% of games in the previous 3 seasons playoff contenders. Just like I said, we were terrible before we got Jordan. He quickly became a fan favorite, even in opposing arenas. Roy S. Johnson of the New York Times described him as the phenomenal rookie of the Bulls in November, and Jordan appeared on the cover of Sports Illustrated with the heading, "A Star is Born," in December. The fans also voted in Jordan as an all-star during his rookie season. Controversy arose before the All-Star game when word surfaced that several veteran players, led by Isaiah Thomas, were upset by the amount of attention Jordan was receiving. Jealousy. This led to a so-called freeze out of Jordan, where players refused to pass the ball to him throughout the game. The controversy left Jordan relatively unaffected when he returned to regular season play, and he would go on to be voted the NBA Rookie of the Year. Didn't affect him. The Bulls finished the season 38-44 and lost to the Milwaukee Bucks in 4 games in the first round of the playoffs. All right. An often cited moment was on August 26th, 1985, when Jordan shook the arena during a Nike exhibition game in Trieste, Italy, by shattering the glass of the backboard with a dunk. I forgot about that. That moment was filmed and is often referred to worldwide as an important milestone in Jordan's rise. The shoes Jordan wore during the game were auctioned in August 2020 and sold for $615,000. They bought his shoes from that game for $615,000. Oh my God. A record for a pair of sneakers. Jordan's second season was cut short when he broke his foot in the 3rd game of the year, causing him to miss 64 games. The Bulls made the playoffs despite Jordan's injury and a 30-52 record. At the time, the 5th worst record of any team to qualify for the playoffs in NBA history. Jordan recovered in time to participate in the postseason and performed well upon his return. Against a 1985-1986 Boston Celtics team that is often considered one of the greatest in NBA history, Jordan set the still unbroken record for points in a playoff game with 63 in Game 2. However, the Celtics managed to sweep the series. Jordan completely recovered in time for the 86-87 season and one of the most prolific scoring seasons in NBA history. He became the only player other than Wilt Chamberlain to score 3,000 points in a season, averaged a league high 37.1 points a game on 48% shooting. In addition, Jordan demonstrated his defensive prowess, and he became the first player in NBA history to record 200 steals and 100 block shots in a season. Despite Jordan's success, Magic Johnson won the NBA Most Valuable Player Award. The Bulls reached 40 wins and advanced to the playoffs for the 3rd consecutive year, but were again swept by the Boston Celtics. All right. We're going to go for the 1987 to 1990, 3 seasons. Okay, let me just say that our biggest rival in the late 80s and early 90s were the Detroit Pistons. We hated the Detroit Pistons. In fact, I still hate the Detroit Pistons because of what they did to us. They were purposely trying to injure Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen, and they always wanted to fight. They called them the bad boys. You know, they had their little success, and then we started smashing them, and you're going to hear that right now. Jordan led the league in scoring during the 87-88 season, averaging 35 points a game on 53% shooting, and won the first league MVP award, his first MVP award. He was also named the NBA Defensive Player of the Year, as he averaged 1.6 blocks and a league high 3.1 steals per game. The Bulls finished 50-32. and made it out of the first round of the playoffs for the first time in Jordan's career. And they defeated the Cleveland Cavaliers in 5 games. However, the Bulls lost in 5 games to the more experienced Detroit Pistons, who were led by Isaiah Thomas and a group of physical players known as the Bad Boys. In the 88-89 season, Jordan again led the league in scoring, averaging 32.5 points a game on 53% shooting from the field, along with 8 rebounds a game and 8 assists a game. During the season, Sam Vincent, Chicago's point guard, was having trouble running the offense, and Jordan expressed his frustration with head coach Doug Collins, who would put Jordan at point guard. In his time at point guard, Jordan averaged 10 triple doubles in 11 games with 33.6 points, 11.4 rebounds, 10.8 assists, 2.9 steals, and 0.8 blocks on 51% shooting. Those numbers are ridiculous. I mean, it's really rare that you see those kind of numbers these days, especially maybe a long time ago when the NBA first started, but those, amazing. Okay, that season, the Bulls finished with a 47-35 record and advanced to the Eastern Conference Finals, defeating the Cavaliers and the New York Knicks along the way. The Cavaliers series included a career highlight for Jordan when he hit the shot over Craig Elo at the buzzer in the 5th and final game of the series. However, the Pistons again defeated the Bulls, this time in 6 games, by utilizing their Jordan rules method of guarding Jordan, which consisted of double and triple teaming him every time he touched the ball. That didn't work after that season. The Bulls entered the 88-89 season as a team on the rise, with their core group of Jordan and young improving players like Scottie Pippen and Horace Grant. And under the guidance of new coach Phil Jackson, another legend and my favorite coach of all time. And Scottie Pippen's awesome too, by the way. On March 28, 1990, Jordan scored a career-high 69 points in a 117-113 road win over the Cavaliers. Again, he averaged a league-leading 33.6 points a game, 52% shooting, to go with 6.9 rebounds per game and 6.3 assists per game, in leading the Bulls to a 55-27 record. That's awesome. They again advanced to the Eastern Conference Finals after beating the Bucks and Philadelphia 76ers. Despite pushing the series to 7 games, the Bulls lost to the Pistons for the 3rd consecutive season. And that was it. We had had enough. No more Pistons after that. And they're the only team that stopped us from winning, 9 championships? Really? Okay, the first three-peat, 91-93. In the 90-91 season, Jordan won his 2nd MVP after averaging 31.5 points a game, 53% shooting, 6 rebounds per game, and 5 assists per game for the regular season. The Bulls finished in first place in their division for the first time in 16 years and set a franchise record with 61 wins in the regular season. With Scottie Pippen developing into an all-star, the Bulls had elevated their play. The Bulls defeated the New York Knicks and the Philadelphia 76ers in the opening rounds of the playoffs. They advanced to the Eastern Conference Finals, where their rival, the Detroit Pistons, awaited them. This time, the Bulls beat the Pistons in a 4-game sweep. They couldn't win 1 game against us. The Bulls advanced to the finals for the first time in franchise history. As I said, the Bulls did not have any kind of history before Jordan came. We were terrible. And they faced the LA Lakers, who had Magic Johnson and James Worthy, 2 formidable opponents. The Bulls won the series 4-1 and compiled a 15-2 playoff record along the way. Perhaps the best known moment of the series came in Game 2, when attempting a dunk, Jordan avoided a potential Sam Perkins block by switching the ball from his right hand to his left in midair to lay the shot into the basket. Oh, I get goosebumps thinking about that shot. In his first finals appearance, Jordan posted per game averages of 31.2 points on 56% shooting, 11.4 assists, 6.6 rebounds, 2.8 steals, and 1.4 blocks. Jordan won his first NBA Finals MVP award, and he cried while holding the finals trophy. I'll never forget that, man. I mean, to go from a franchise that really never had one good season to winning the NBA title, everybody in Chicago was crying with him. Trust me. I mean, we didn't even feel like we had a basketball team before Jordan came. He saved us. He really saved a franchise from drowning, from just, I don't know, from being erased from the face of the planet. I think that if Chicago would have, continued to be so horrible, maybe they would have moved to a new city. That's what happens in professional sports. He saved the city and kept the Bulls in Chicago. I believe that. I really do. Jordan and the Bulls continued their dominance the next season, establishing a 67 wins and 15 loss record, topping their franchise record from 1990 to 91. Jordan won his second consecutive MVP award with 30 points, 6 rebounds, and 6 assists per game on 52% shooting. It's amazing. Every year. He never stopped. He was a machine. After winning a physical 7-game series over the Knicks in the second round of the playoffs and finishing off the Cleveland Cavaliers in the conference finals in 6 games, poor Cleveland. They had good teams back then, and we just smacked them around. They were like a little brother. The Bulls met Clyde Drexler and the Portland Trailblazers, who did not draft him, in the finals that year. The media, hoping to recreate a Magic Bird rivalry, highlighted the similarities between Air Jordan and Clyde the Glide during his pre-finals hype. In the first game, Jordan scored a finals record 35 points in the first half of the game, including a record-setting 6 3-point shots. After the 6 3-pointers, he jogged down the court, shrugging as he looked courtside. Marv Albert, who broadcast the game, later stated that it was as if Jordan was saying, "I can't believe I'm doing this." The Bulls went on to win Game 1 and defeat the Blazers in 6 games. Jordan was named Finals MVP for the second season in a row and finished the series 35.8 points, 4.8 rebounds, 6.5 assists while shooting 53% from the floor. All right. In the 92-93 season, despite a 32.6 points per game, 6.7 rebounds, 5.5 assist campaign, including a second place finish in Defensive Player of the Year voting, Jordan's streak of consecutive MVP seasons ended, and he lost the award to his friend Charles Barkley. Coincidentally, Jordan and the Bulls met Barkley and the Phoenix Suns in the 93 NBA Finals. The Bulls won their third NBA championship on a game-winning shot by John Paxson and a last-second block by Horace Grant, but Jordan was once again Chicago's leader. He averaged a finals record 41 points per game and became the first player in NBA history to win 3 straight finals MVP awards. He scored more than 30 points in every game of the series, including 40 or more points in 4 consecutive games. Stud. With his third finals triumph, Jordan capped off a 7-year run where he attended 7 scoring titles and 3 championships. But there were signs that Jordan was tiring of his massive celebrity and all of the non-basketball hassles in his life. It's tough to be a star, especially when you're the best ever. Okay, now we talk about the part that really saddens me. As I said at the beginning of the show, he retired in 1993 to play baseball, and I'm about to read why. Okay, in October 93, Jordan announced his retirement, saying he lost his desire to play basketball. Jordan later said that the death of his father 3 months earlier helped shape his decision. James Jordan, his father, was murdered on July 23rd, 1993, at a highway rest area in Lumberton, North Carolina, by 2 teenagers who carjacked his Lexus bearing the license plate UNC 0023. His body was dumped in a South Carolina swamp, was not discovered until August 3rd. Green and Demery were found. These are the kids that did it after they made calls on James Jordan's cell phone, convicted at a trial and sentenced to life in prison. Jordan was really close to his father, especially as a child. He imitated the way his father stuck out his tongue while absorbed in work. He later adopted it as his own signature, often displaying it as he drove to the basket. In 96, he founded a Chicago area boys and girls club and dedicated it to his father. Let's just say that he only left the NBA to play baseball because his father always thought that baseball was his calling in life, and his father wanted to see him become a professional baseball player. So he wanted to honor his father and retire from basketball and play baseball. And we all supported his decision, but we knew that we wouldn't be the same. Unfortunately, those 2 years that he retired, we were defeated in the Eastern Conference Finals by the New York Knicks of all teams, one of our hated rivals. But okay, let's get to the good part. I'm back was his slogan, 1995. Okay, the second three-peat and the final championships of the Chicago Bulls franchise, which makes me really sad. We've been really terrible since Jordan retired in 99. I'm a hardcore Chicago Bulls fan. I always will be, but my team has been terrible for a long time. I have hope now for this season. One of my favorite collegiate basketball players, Ayo Dosunmu, who played for my University of Illinois Fighting Illini, was drafted by the Chicago Bulls, and I think he's going to make a difference if they let him play. We'll see. All right. Jordan was freshly motivated by the playoff defeat, and he trained aggressively for the 95-96 season. He came back at the end of the 1995 season and played in the playoffs, but the Bulls were defeated. Hi, Celia. The Bulls were defeated by the Orlando Magic, unfortunately, in the Eastern Conference Finals. The Bulls were strengthened by the addition of rebound specialist Dennis Rodman. He was awesome. And the team dominated the league. Starting the season, 41 wins and 3 losses. 41-3 the first 44 games. The Bulls eventually finished with the best regular season record in NBA history, which was 72 wins and 10 losses. Amazing. A mark broken 2 decades later by the 2015-16 Golden State Warriors, but they suck. We would kill them. If they had to, okay, if the 2015-2016 Golden State Warriors were to play the 95-96 Chicago Bulls, we would destroy them. I know that. Jordan led the league in scoring again with 30 points a game, and he won the league's regular season and All-Star Game MVP awards. In the playoffs, the Bulls only lost 3 games in 4 series. We swept the Heat 3-0, by the way. We beat the New York Knicks 4-1, and we swept the Orlando Magic 4-0. That was revenge from 95. And they defeated the Seattle Supersonics 4-2 in the NBA Finals to win their 4th championship. Jordan was named Finals MVP for a record 4th time, surpassing Magic Johnson's 3 Finals MVP awards. He also achieved only the 2nd sweep of the MVP awards in the All-Star Game, regular season, and NBA Finals after Willis Reed in the 69-70 season. Upon winning the championship, his first since his father's murder, Jordan reacted emotionally, clutching the game ball and crying on the locker room floor. I can only imagine the emotions that he felt. And it was definitely dedicated to his father. We all cried with him. It's so funny. You see people making fun of Jordan crying. Never. Every fan in Chicago was crying with him from joy. Trust me. I did. I'm not afraid to admit it. In the next season, 96-97, the Bulls stood at 69-11. But they finished the season by losing their final 2 games to finish 69-13, missing out on a second consecutive 70-win season. We almost did it 2 years in a row. The Bulls again advanced to the finals where they faced the Utah Jazz. That team included Karl Malone, who had beaten Jordan for the NBA MVP award in a tight race. The series against the Jazz featured 2 or more memorable clutch moments of Jordan's career. He won game 1 for the Bulls with a buzzer-beating jump shot. In game 5, with the series tied at 2, Jordan played despite being feverish and dehydrated from a stomach virus, what is known as the flu game. Jordan scored 38 points, including the game-deciding three-pointer with 25 seconds remaining. The Bulls won 90-88 and went on to win the series in 6 games. He played with the flu and still scored 38 points, people. I don't even know what to say. I mean, amazing. This was the 5th time in as many finals appearances that Jordan received the finals MVP award. During the 97 NBA All-Star Game, Jordan posted the first triple-double in All-Star Game history in a victorious effort. However, he did not win the MVP award. That makes no sense. They were just tired of giving Jordan all of the MVP awards, I think. Jordan and the Bulls compiled a 62-20 record in the 97-98 season. Jordan led the league with 28.7 points per game, a little bit lower for him, but still number 1, securing his 5th regular season MVP award, plus honors for the NBA All-First Defensive Team and the All-Star Game MVP. The Bulls won the Eastern Conference Championship for a 3rd straight season, including surviving a 7-game series with the Indiana Pacers. Ooh, that was such an intense series. Reggie Miller was hitting so many 3-pointers against us, man. I'll never forget that. It was the first time Jordan had played in a Game 7 since the 92 Eastern Conference semifinals to beat the Knicks. After winning, they moved on for a rematch with the Jazz in the finals. The Bulls returned to the Delta Center for Game 6 on June 14th, 1998, leading the series 3-2. Jordan executed a series of plays considered to be one of the greatest clutch performances in NBA Finals history. God, I'm getting emotional. With 41.9 seconds remaining and the Bulls trailing 86-83, Phil Jackson called a timeout. When play resumed, Jordan received the inbound pass, drove to the basket, and sank a shot over several Jazz defenders, cutting Utah's lead to 86-85. The Jazz brought the ball up court and passed the ball to Malone, who was set up in the low post and was being guarded by Rodman. Malone jostled with Rodman and caught the pass, but Jordan cut behind him and stole the ball out of his hands. Jordan then dribbled down the court and paused, eyeing his defender, guard Jazz Byron Russell, who guarded him well, by the way. With 10 seconds remaining, Jordan started to dribble right and then crossed over to his left, possibly pushing off Russell, although the officials did not call a foul. With 5.2 seconds left, Jordan made the climatic shot of his Bulls career, giving Chicago an 87-86 lead with a jumper over Russell. Afterwards, the Jazz John Stockton narrowly missed a game-winning three-pointer, and the buzzer sounded as Jordan and the Bulls won their 6th NBA championship after achieving a second three-peat in the decade. Once again, Jordan was voted Finals MVP, having led all scorers by averaging 33.5 points a game, including 45 in Game 6. Jordan's 6th Finals MVP is a record. LeBron James is a second place with 4. LeBron James will always be a second place to Michael Jordan. Sorry. Having led all scorers by averaging 35. Oh, I said that already. The 98 Finals holds the highest television rating of any Finals series in history. Game 6 also holds the highest television rating of any game in NBA history. All right. You know, he retired again after that. And the reason he retired was because Bulls management decided to tear the team apart and start over again. And you have to watch The Last Dance on Netflix to fully understand that. You know, I really enjoyed The Last Dance on Netflix, but it's such a roller coaster of emotions for me because, as Bulls fans in 1998, we all knew that Phil Jackson, the coach, was in his last year of his contract. We all knew that he did not get along well with management of the Chicago Bulls. And they announced that it would be his last season as coach. Now, having said that, there was 2 players that I know for sure that would not play for any other coach but Phil Jackson, and that was Michael Jordan and Dennis Rodman. So we knew right away that if there was no Phil Jackson, there was no Chicago Bulls. And what happened was they traded everybody, or they let the free agents go to different teams. And this completely tore apart our championship team. And they didn't have to do that. They could have kept the same team, the same coach, and we would have won at least 2 or 3 more championships. Nobody could beat us. I mean, we were unstoppable, untouchable. Notice how bull is at the end of both of those words. Untouchable, unstoppable. That was us. But they let it happen. They let the team fall apart and move on. And you know what? They have been cursed ever since with terrible teams. And I'm kind of happy that that happened to them. It's their own fault. Now, I'm not happy as a fan of the Chicago Bulls. I would love to see another championship. But that management is really stingy. And they never paid anybody on the Bulls what they were worth, except for Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan's first, 10 seasons, he didn't get paid what he was worth. He wasn't even the top paid player in the NBA. When he decided to come back for the last 3 championships, they did pay him well, but they knew they had to, or he wouldn't play for them. But I mean, they ripped off Scottie Pippen. He never got paid what he was worth. Dennis Rodman didn't make what he was worth. I mean, Horace Grant didn't make what he was worth, and he left and played for the Orlando Magic. This is what happens when you're cheap and tight with your money. And I think that Bulls management deserved to crash, and they did. They definitely did. Jerry Krause and Jerry Reinsdorf, the 2 owners. Well, okay, Jerry Reinsdorf is the owner and Jerry Krause was the general manager. Jerry Krause had a big problem with Phil Jackson. We still don't know why. Maybe he was jealous that he was getting so much attention. Who knows? But he made the executive decision to hire a new coach for the 99 season, Tim Floyd, who did terrible. Not that I have anything against Tim Floyd, but he had no talent to work with. Everybody left. So that was the end of a dynasty. And that dynasty could have went on for 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 more years. So when I watch The Last Dance, I'm happy to watch what we did with the last championship. But I also become very angry about what Bulls management did to my team. And everybody in Chicago hates the Chicago Bulls management to this very day. So I really wish that Jerry Reinsdorf, who still owns the team, Jerry Krause, the general manager, has passed away. He's no longer with us, but Jerry Reinsdorf still owns the team, and he still is a tightwad. He does not want to spend any money, and that's why we suck. So, if Jerry Reinsdorf is watching this show, which I highly doubt, sell the team, man. Sell it to somebody who will try to make us a winner again. We're really tired of losing in Chicago. It feels like the time before Jordan came. So obviously you're no good at drafting players. Obviously you don't want to spend money. Get out of Chicago, man. We don't want you anymore. We have not wanted you for a long time. There. Now all of my audience knows how I feel about this situation. Okay. You know what? I want to talk a little bit about Jordan's business. They don't even talk. Here we go. Okay. little bit more about his business, and that's it. On June 15th, 2006, Jordan bought a minority stake in the Charlotte Bobcats, becoming the team's second largest shareholder behind majority owner Robert L. Johnson. As part of the deal, Jordan took full control over the basketball side of the operation, while the title managing member of basketball operations. Despite Jordan's previous success as an endorser, he has made an effort not to be included in Charlotte's marketing campaigns. A decade later, Jordan had made a bid to become part owner of Charlotte's original NBA team, the Charlotte Hornets, but talks collapsed. In February of 2010, it was reported that Jordan was seeking majority ownership of the Charlotte Bobcats. As February wore on, it became apparent that Jordan and former Houston Rockets president George Postelos were the leading contenders for ownership. But on February 27th, the Bobcats announced that Johnson had reached an agreement to buy the team from Johnson pending NBA approval. So on March 17th, the NBA Board of Governors unanimously approved Jordan's purchase, making him the first former player to become a majority owner of an NBA team. It also made him the league's only African-American majority owner. Well, that's pretty awesome. He's from North Carolina, and he owns the Charlotte Bobcats. Charlotte is in North Carolina, for all of you that aren't so sure with geography. Okay. And 23XI Racing, or 23-9 Racing, on September 21st, 2020, Jordan and NASCAR driver Denny Hamlin announced they would be fielding a NASCAR team with Bubba Wallace driving, beginning competition in the 2021 season. So on October 22nd, the team name was confirmed to be 23XI Racing. I'm sorry, to pronounce 2311. And the team's entry would bear number 23, Michael Jordan. I'm not a NASCAR fan, so I really don't know much about this operation. But okay, and obviously, Michael was endorsed by so many different teams. Endorsed by so many different products: Nike, Gatorade, Hanes, Rayovac, Wheaties, McDonald's, Coca-Cola, Chevrolet, Ballpark Franks. The man was a marketing phenom. If you saw Michael Jordan in an advertisement, you bought it. That's just how it went. He also created his signature shoe called the Air Jordan, which you see flying around the room right now, which is still very popular to this day. And let's just say, with all of his efforts through playing basketball, owning different basketball teams and NASCAR teams, the man has went on to make around $1.6 billion. So, yes, he was the greatest basketball player of all time. And I would have to say that he's definitely a very successful businessman as well. So, this is basically from all of his endorsements, his business ventures, and his income from basketball. But let's just say his income from basketball was maybe the least amount of money that he made. He was ripped off by Bulls management. They never paid him what he was truly worth. So his face sold so many products, and that's what made him a lot of money. And he was a fairly honest man. Okay, he did have a little bit of a problem with gambling at one time, but never any scandals. He was always true to his wife. The man was honest, and he was just the face for NBA basketball for a long time, and still is, in my opinion. Super successful at everything he ever tries. He's been in movies. Such an icon, such a role model. We all wanted to be like Mike. By the way, that was the Gatorade slogan. Like Mike. If I could be like Mike. All right, guys, that's enough about my hero. I'm done. This was an honor to be able to talk about my hero, the legend, number 23, His-Airiness. It's not very often that I get a chance. And And let me just say that there will never be another like him. And that's okay. They can all try, but they'll never be like Mike. Okay. Having said this, guys, this is the final of the number 86. I'm reading something right now that's taking my attention. I'm sorry, but this is it. I'm summing up everything now. We're going to move on. Number 86 was dear to my heart. I love that man. I always will. And everybody in Chicago always will. So having said that, everybody have a fabulous day. Happy Halloween. If you're back in the States, have fun. And we'll see you next week with number 87. Bye for now, guys.